From a super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
Good evening, folks. Welcome to From the Ashes. I am One Shot Seth, and this is my little brother John, another veteran, another one of us. As usual, we have Joe behind the other screen. You won't say hi.
Hey.
Oh, he did say hi. You guys are so lucky. Oh, how was your week?
Just started.
It just started. I know. So we got to think. We got to think. How was your weekend? Even though I said a week.
It was pretty good. Once it's closer to my cornhole.
Anyways, you got to think more like.
Yeah, that's what he gave
Subway. Think Subway sandwich.
Yeah, it went better.
It should be going in Subway sandwich.
Just
no. Like
it's a twofer, huh?
Not here. It's got to be like here. So bring it closer, and like in front. Yeah. See, there you go.
That looks pretty good.
There you go.
So yeah, it's a Monday. How's your Monday?
It wasn't bad. Did you race this weekend?
Last weekend.
Yeah.
Broke a lot of shit.
Yep. So we'll touch on that a whole bunch more later, but John races a little bit, has a race shop, and either way, we'll another veteran business.
That's for sure.
Joe, how was your weekend? Excellent. You got any news? Got anything going on? No? This is going to be a quiet, chill show because Rob isn't here.
It is. It's really quiet.
It is. It's going to be all professional, probably. I'm going to be the obnoxious one. You guys just forced me to be the obnoxious one.
What's new?
Come on now. No, I don't think I am that anymore. Well, I guess only because Rob's around a lot.
Yeah.
That makes up for mine. Okay, hold on here. Let's get to business and get a couple things up. You said you put the missile up on for the show notes, right? Okay. This one is one of my favorite Carls. It's definitely my favorite Carl of the week. There is some funny stuff that we went back and forth on, but this one's pretty good. So for those who need a reminder, whatever, or new to the show, we open up our bit with a little bit of news. We call it Private Carl. Sometimes it's Officer Carl. Sometimes it's Airman Carl. You never know. A couple weeks ago, we had Seaman Carl, the one that dumped a fucking fighter jet into the ocean. So
it happens, man. It just happens.
Things happen.
Yeah.
All right. So let's pop off on one of these. We'll talk a little bit more, and we'll do the second. We have two Carls for a day, so we'll pop off on this one first. So, oh man, a blunder that caused more than 1 million people in Hawaii to fear that they were about to be struck by a nuclear missile fed skepticism Sunday about the government's ability to keep them informed in a real emergency.
Okay.
They didn't just put out a random oopsie. This was a take shelter missile inbound, and people stayed like hunkered down for an extended amount of time. Residents and tourists alike remained rattled a day after the mistaken alert was blasted out to cell phones across the island without a warning to seek immediate shelter. In the ominous statement, "This is not a drill." Oh, so let me scroll this good part here. I love Mr. fucking fingers and everything. All right, now check this out. President Donald Trump said the federal government will get involved with Hawaii, but didn't provide any additional details. Anyway, I guess the feds are like really upset about this.
I'm sure.
Little boo.
That's a little mistake right there. Little mistake.
You even had like a false tornado warning.
Yeah. What about it?
Ever had like a false warning of anything?
Oh,
that even slightly compares to that?
No, never.
That even I mean, besides the buddy like screwing with us,
Yeah.
I feel like there's like nothing.
Mm-mm.
Oops. Oh man. What's great is it wasn't like there was a tsunami on the way and they hit the wrong button.
Yeah.
There was no emergency.
none.
And so what was good, I will say this. Hold on. I read the whole report because it was so entertaining the whole way through. The 911 system for the island of Oahu was overwhelmed with more than 5,000 calls. During this time, there was no actual real major emergencies.
Wow.
Like fucking the world stopped for a minute in Hawaii and they were like, hey, like God was just like, I just, like not let real bad shit happen because all these people are sheltering in place and blowing up 911. If anybody had a real emergency, they would not have been taken care of, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, not whatsoever.
Can you imagine the fucking calls? Holy crap. Do you call 911 when they say that there's missile inbound and it's not a drill?
I don't think you do anything.
What would you do?
I don't know.
You wouldn't call 911? I want to know who calls 911.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, what do they bring you a bomb suit or the bomb squad? Like, what the fuck are you going to do?
Right.
You're going to call 911. That's what I'm saying. Why are you calling 911?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Why would you?
Who's calling 911? I want to
Yeah.
meet the person that their immediate response is call 911.
Yeah. They're sheltering too, aren't they?
I would probably shelter.
Yeah.
That would, I'm telling you right now, I would
About all
probably
you can do.
shelter.
Yeah. Just wait.
But I would mildly shelter. I wouldn't like go overboard unless I had the most ultimate bunker.
Right.
Maybe we do kind of have an ultimate
I was
bunker.
about to say,
but
I'm sure you got something cooking.
oh, I don't want to put that out there right now. We joke about it. Now I don't want it out there because everybody's going to show up.
Yeah, true.
But I'm not going to go super crazy because at some level, if there's a nuclear bomb being dropped,
Right.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're all right.
It's fucking
Goodbye.
that rice and fucking, water all fucking stored up with my MREs ain't doing shit.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God. All right. Let's see here. What?
Yeah, Rob, I agree. Why do I look so short there, Seth?
Oh my goodness.
Why is that, Seth? Why do I look so short?
I don't know.
You have no idea.
I have no idea.
I couldn't
You're
tell.
taller than Rob too, aren't you?
I don't think by much.
No. Fuckers. Dude, this is payback for his bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep. He cut the legs off my chair.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to be funny. And so, I got a chair of appropriate height.
I can see that.
Joe, I think the other one was the from our friends at Army WTF Moments, right?
Thanks, Rob. You're better
Yeah.
looking. Now.
Okay, I got it pulled up. For in a minute. Before we go on, so you get a little more comfortable. We've known each other for how long? I know the year, but I don't do math real well.
15, 16 years, if not longer.
I do math better than you. 17.
17, goddamn.
17 years.
Don't ask me to remember my anniversary with my wife either. I'm not good at that stuff.
8-5. Dude, I did something super,
Yeah.
super smart.
Did you?
Oh, dude, I got you.
Fucking A.
Dude, I got the date of your first date. July 4th.
That one's easy.
See?
That one's easy.
Now, here's what I
Yeah,
did.
that
Here's
one's
what I did. This will all make sense to everybody listening in a minute. But so me and the wife's first date is August 5th.
Okay.
We got married on our fucking anniversary of our first date.
Oh, smart man.
Dude, tell me that wasn't
Too
like,
easy.
why didn't you get married on 4th of July?
I know, dude. Seriously.
Anyway, no, I remember that because you and your wife's first date was at my gym.
Yep.
Yep.
At a blunt force.
At a 4th of July party.
Climbed
So I
up
won't forget that. On the roof?
Janitor closet onto the
Oh,
roof.
man.
Yeah. That was a good time. Fireworks and all.
Joe, imagine being literally less than a city block away from Mile High Stadium in a 10,000 square foot building. And you could just go walk up on the roof and watch all the fireworks for 4th of July. We did it every year for like 3 years. It was so much fun. You're like underneath it and you don't have to deal with parking because it's our gym.
Yeah, it was great.
So it was pretty great. We did
Yeah.
we did a good 4th of July there back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, so we'll touch on this real quick. We met when you were probably, what were you, 13?
Shit. Yeah. Yeah.
13. It was like the month I retired from the Army, pretty much. I was like 28.
Literally. Yeah.
Yep. And now, fast forward, down the road, you've been deployed.
Yep.
You've gotten blown up. You've gotten
Yep.
medically out. You've dealt with the VA shenanigans. You've dealt with the reintegration from being inactive or being active duty and then going into veteran status and dealing with these wonderful civilians out there. and then having to work with other branches. We didn't ever really work with other branches a whole lot.
Right.
We have more. I deal with them more as a civilian.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Look at this guy. I got to get along with this Navy guy all the time.
I know it.
He's got to get along with me.
Yeah.
Holy crap. We almost speak the same language. So you went through all that, got some jobs. Let's see here. You gotten married, haven't gotten a kid yet.
Not happening. Hell
You
no.
have now transitioned to employee to what I told you was going to be the best decision in your life,
Yep,
right?
That's a fact.
And it became a veteran business owner. So
That's for sure. Yeah.
either way, that's a little bit of the stuff. So usually John's a lot more talkative because, again, we've spent some years together. So,
Yeah. No, it's definitely been pretty cool, especially a friendship to last that long. You don't hear that all too often.
no,
So that's pretty
not
damn cool.
actually anymore, especially that like from youth to you grew into like doing other things that I did too.
Yeah,
No,
that's for sure.
So
No, it's been cool. You've definitely mentored me and guided me through a lot of it in life. Definitely the business owner aspect lately too. That's been
oh man,
big relief.
Such a crazy one. We're going to spend like 20 minutes and we're going to dive into just the business aspect. So don't give too many teasers. All right. So check this out. We did this 2 weeks ago. We got, folks, I've never been part of the military during a time of peace. And this is considered a time of peace, even though there's operations going on. There are soldiers overseas there, but we are not in a time of war. Guys aren't getting fucking in gunfights every day. And we're not kicking doors and hunting for the bad guy every day. Very, very, very different. So with that, we have a bunch of combat soldiers, especially who don't have a job. So there's different soldiers in the military. There are personnel other than grunts that do all this support stuff that is absolutely necessary, but is necessary Monday through Friday, Saturdays and Sundays, year round.
Right.
There's all these combat armed guys that are absolutely useless when we are not in a time of war.
Yeah.
Okay. And so boredom sets in and they're just naughty little boys and now girls too, I guess. So either way, a couple of weeks ago, we got one unit. We just picked one unit and got their justice report for the month. This is one unit for 1 month. This is not. So we grabbed another one.
Okay.
PFC, field grade, sexual harassment. Okay. Company grade sergeant, falsified an official document.
Wow.
Specialist, summarized. Absent without leave, general article, failure to obey AR 670-1. This one's another sergeant, summarized, failed to obey GO1, no clue. Let's see here. Another field grade sergeant, missing movement, disrespect towards commissioned officer.
Wow.
Dude, I love how the very last one on the list is the best. So we'll get to it. Specialist, this is a company grade, failed to report disrespect to NCO ×2, disobeyed an NCO, failed to obey a written order. Man, that guy he had 4 charges. One charge he was charged at ×3.
Damn.
Fucking guy. He
went for it.
Fucking specialist mafia, E4 mafia. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna zoom back in.
He was committed.
Next one's a sergeant. Again, field grade. Inappropriate relationship and violated curfew. Folks, this is what happens when you have boys and girls in the infantry together, by the way. And yes, this is an infantry unit.
Makes sense.
Uh-huh. All right, next one. PFC company grade. Failed to report. Okay. Specialist summarized. Indecent conduct. Okay. You know when he received? oral reprimand, but either way.
That was a pretty good one.
Another field grade sergeant communicating threats and assault. Company grade PFC, disrespect to NCO, hostile and disrespectful. Field grade sergeant, disobey a commissioned officer and assaulting the commissioned officer. Fuck you, Butterbar.
That's
like
exactly what that was. Oh man.
There's more on damaging military property ones, but either one, dude, that is a month. That's okay.
Impressive.
Generally speaking, besides the first 30 days back from a rotation, besides that, you just listed off a fucking year.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised there was no DUIs in that month.
You know why? That's only their UCMJ.
Fair enough.
That is not their civilian charges.
Yeah.
So that means that they could have 14 fucking DUIs. They just happen to be off post DUIs that month. Yeah. And they could have 24 fucking DVs. That is literally just what happened, folks. To clarify, if I'm on post and I get a DUI, it has absolutely nothing to do with my driver's license and my DMV with the state and whatever. Works both ways, kind of, right? So if I'm over, so this only showed their unit stuff, right?
Yep.
So this was on the job issues.
Yeah. Wow.
Or lack thereof being. There's a lot of failed to report.
There's a lot of sitting around going on. So
you know why we didn't have failed to reports ever?
Why is that?
Oh, you get drugged to that fucking formation by your goddamn ear. You'll get found. Like you ever seen somebody drug out of a barracks?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. See, like what the fuck? And you know what? When we're not in a time of war, and I'm not going to say it. When we're not in a time of war,
right?
We don't act as such, and things start slipping.
That's a fact. Yes.
And we are an organization of people that do wild shit. Yeah. It's hard to stay a restrained human being doing wild shit as your profession, which you're being encouraged to be, if anything, wilder, if there's a good word. But either way, all of a sudden we think that we're going to have nothing to do. We're not going to be doing training operations. We're not going to be in the rear doing this, doing that. Our job, we're going to get bored, and we're still going to have the wildness, 100%. Except for there's going to be some creativity and just pent up dumb shit. Like, dude, I really want to know what happened with the sergeant and the fucking officer.
Yeah,
that had to be a butter bar.
Do you think they fought it out?
You know how many butter bars I have? I got some stories.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Dude, we got a new butter bar in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, they took out our PL and gave us a brand new, like, fucking straight out of college, bro.
Oh, man.
It took, like, I think T-minus 48 hours, and he was duct taped to a chair in the chow hall ran by Haji.
Oh,
like,
I bet. Yeah.
Getting fucking lap dances and shit by fucking man dressed, Hodge. Like, dude, it had to be a new lieutenant that was just getting, and then got real upset.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
You ever had a lieutenant been around at least for a lieutenant trying to, like a new lieutenant, not like 6 months in, I mean, month 1, week 1, yell at like an E6, E7 and tell them what to do?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't work out. It does not.
I love that shit.
Yeah. And it's some good entertainment.
It's good entertainment. So I got to imagine that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. Anyway, let's see here. Oh, well. Do we have? I know we're waiting on Michael Connors. He's going to jump on at some point tonight. You got to give me a hands up when he goes in, because we have too many things going on down here. I don't know who's in and who's not in now. So when he comes on, we want to touch base. We had him on last week as a co-host. And folks, most all of you know him that listen even a little bit for once or twice. You probably know who they are or who he is, but he got his award from Castle Rock Police Department for community service and all this stuff with the amazing work he's doing. So he's going to jump on for like 5 minutes and do a quick reminder on his shenanigans. I'm just going to call it shenanigans because I say this all the time, but I'm not putting a ruck on.
Fair.
So I draw the line.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
keep a lot of military things. I like to get up at a reasonable hour,
Right,
pre
yeah.
6 a.m. every day. I just don't. I like some of the
Some structure,
lifestyle
yeah.
of the military, some of the structures.
Absolutely.
But I like some of the ways of life, even like the same ways of training and mentality. Honestly, but I'm not putting a ruck on. There's always guys that still ruck, and there's all this shit, dude. There is no good feeling when those straps are around my shoulders.
Fair enough.
There's only bad. Like there's like, dude, you remember that time where we were out? There was never a good time when a ruck was on my back. As soon as it came off, there might have been a good time, but there maybe right before, but not during that thing. Walking with that stupid thing.
I don't know if I've ever seen somebody smiling while they ruck.
I have.
Really?
There's those guys.
There's something wrong with them.
Yeah, but there's guys right now that choose to become a civilian or a veteran, out, and they choose to do these. Michael Connors is doing. I'm telling you, it's 165-mile route,
God,
115 ruck on back.
it's impressive.
The only reason they cut out those 50 is like, dude, he's doing this like he'll talk about it in a minute, but it's wild. It's Colorado Springs, all over the place.
Wow.
There are some in between roads that are unsafe at the hour in which they walk them, or they're at that place,
All right.
and they can't alter the schedule all the time to do it. So either way, it's 115. Supposedly, it's his last year doing all of it.
Damn.
So he's done it solo for like years now,
Good for
and
him.
like some people will walk parts of it, and there's like at
Yeah.
the end there's all sorts of people parade and all that. He'd be happy. It's great,
Yeah.
but he's the only dude walking the whole shit,
Damn.
and so he and the fucking dude had knee surgery this year already. So it's gonna be
He's
it's a hell
badass.
of a fucking walk for him, bro.
Yeah. damn.
Anyway, he supposedly he said this last year to us, dude. But I think this year might be the last year where he's doing the blunt of all of it, brunt of it. So we'll hope for his knee's sake.
Yeah. No kidding, man.
Oh man.
That's impressive.
Let's see here. What time is it? It is technically, well, since we don't have Michael here yet, he's in the middle of picking his wife up from the airport. So he's like, dude, I don't know where flight's going to get in. I already got pushed back. Like, I don't know if I'm in between, like where I'm on service or not. So either way, when he logs in, we'll pop in on him. But let's do your part. Let's hear a little bit about your military history. Your snapshot of what brought you into going in the military, what branch you went into, what unit you went into, where you deployed, how you got out.
Cool.
Let's give it a little bit of your military background, please.
Well, I knew Seth before I joined the military in high school, trained jiu-jitsu and all that underneath him. Then
Underneath.
yeah. Well, you're good old little blue belt running shit. But went from there and didn't really know what I wanted to do. Getting out of high school, I sucked at school, kind of a dumbass. But Seth just gave me some guidance towards the Army, and I said, fuck it, and went and signed up. Went in as a mechanic, deployed to Afghanistan. Then from there, I deployed with a combat engineer unit and decided to reclass and go 12 Bravo, and just did route clearance while we were out in Afghanistan, 13 and 14. And then came home, and then it's all garrison life after that. Nothing fun, nothing cool, no good stuff.
I was just thinking about, you guys are the other ones with not very much of shit to do.
Yeah, 100%.
When not a time of war.
Not a fucking
Because
thing.
not every fucking goddamn piece of equipment's broke.
Yeah.
And you're
exactly.
3 months
Yeah.
behind and trying to get something on the road in 3 minutes.
Yeah. So that's why I decided to reclass, go to 12 Bravo, and then come to find out you really don't do shit unless you're
What,
deployed.
12 Bravo? What?
Combat engineer.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
So we would train, do just drills and route clearance missions down south near Pueblo, and then do absolutely nothing when we came back. And a lot of just sitting around.
So you get to deploy as a combat engineer?
No, it was with the unit, so we did route clearance the entire time while I was out there. So
Yep. Whatchamacallit. That is one of the other, Joe's heard me say this, but I talk about the hardest working MOSs in the military. It's not the infantry. It's not the fucking Green Berets. It's really the cooks, I think, are number one. Because, like, dude, think about, at some point, were you on one of those Ford fire bases where they had one cook? maybe 2.
Yeah. It
And
was
they're
rare.
running it in like a fob situation.
Yeah.
And fucking, it's okay. That shit sucks. Okay. Let's go to Garrison. Okay. If it's holiday, it's all hands on deck.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. That's
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
For every meal. Like if it's all the, like, dude, and you are doing nothing.
Yeah.
Cool. Besides being a line cook at a fucking diner.
No
At a
thanks.
diner, a line cook has more privilege as a cook than
God,
you know what I mean?
I know.
Okay. And mechanics.
Mhm.
You get the shittiest, like, you just don't, you never, your task is never done. You
Yeah.
never got done with the patrol. You got done
Yeah.
with that truck.
Yeah.
Keyword
Yeah.
that. Anyway. So
That's
I thought
cool.
about you guys are probably real. Your MLS is another one of those real bored ones right now.
Yeah. Well, it was cool too.
We should
did,
pull one of those.
Right. Yeah. We did recovery missions the entire time. So when trucks got blown up on route, we'd be getting the wrecker up to them, rigging them up, getting them on the flatbeds and all that. So that was a pretty cool learning experience, getting to learn all that stuff. So it actually kind of helped going into what I do now.
Yeah.
So
I've seen some of that recovery work. It's fucking wild.
It is, yeah.
The rigs that fucking they have.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit different than a civilian tow truck.
Yeah.
All right, so
they got some similarities.
So you brought it up. That kind of led you into what you're doing now, almost, kind of partially.
Yeah.
Even, I think partially, okay, because you grew up doing it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about what you're doing now.
Well, I just break this fucking chair.
No.
Oh, Rob. Anyways, yeah, just I've been wrenching and building off-road vehicles for years, and 2020 I decided to open up my own off-road shop, custom builds and whatnot, and decided to race as well. And so now I race full time and build off-road race cars and maintain customer cars. So
Full time. I know.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What does full time mean as a business owner?
I'll tell you what, I was up at 2 a.m. this morning stressing about what needs to be done today and tomorrow and
I know.
3 weeks ago and everything today. So
Yeah, it's a hell of a balance. I feel like, because I find a lot of veterans end up doing small business, big business, but a ton of like do my own shit.
for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 parts to that. I think part of it is we are the closest thing to not employable as there is without being unemployable, or just not even can't function.
Right.
Fucking cheese and rice, man. I'm one of it. I am throwing myself under the bus. I think that's part of it. But 2, like we're great at accountability and leadership, where you have to have 100% of accountability when you're a business owner. Otherwise, you just because you can technically take off anytime you want, and you can technically do
whatever
nothing.
you want. Yeah.
You can also
that's a
technically
double-edged
make
sword. Yeah.
nothing.
And that's
You
the
can
thing.
have no success whatsoever.
That's a
Okay.
fact.
100% of your success is based on you doing things and the things you do accomplishing something, right? So,
You almost wake up every day unemployed.
You save your job every fucking day.
That's the best way to put it.
You at least fire yourself a couple times a day. You ever fired yourself?
I wish I could do.
Like walked out of the shop and been like, "You dumb fuck."
Absolutely. Every day almost. I'm like, why?
Oh my god!
It never goes perfect.
I've gone back to things I've done like the year before in something business thing, and been like, bro, you would fire yourself if you did that. Today.
Exactly. Yeah.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
I say that to myself once a day.
Especially on the business end. The business end is what has definitely kicked my ass more, like just poor decision making. In every aspect. Joe's shaking his head because I think that we when we get out are so used to, it doesn't really matter what somebody's commitment is. We know what it is when we work side by side in the military.
Right.
You're owned by the government. We all have the same commitment.
Yep.
There's no fucking question. There's no like, oh, I'm really going to feel like it today.
Right.
Bitch, you're AWOL.
Yeah, exactly.
You're here. Also, if you really start slacking too much, your buddies kind of lean on you a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you're really a slacker, we'll just beat you until you get out. Okay. Like, fuck it. Don't give a shit. So, you end up in these situations like, oh, I want to do that. And then everybody, it's hard to learn those dynamics in the veteran business owner aspect. I
no,
think.
it is. But it's nice having the discipline from the military as well to
Absolutely.
get shit done, just make it happen.
That's why I said
figure it out.
there's goods and there's
Yeah.
incredible strengths that leads us there, and also there's things we have to identify and work on
For sure.
We
Yeah.
have tendencies as a whole.
Yeah, you're always learning.
And you're absolutely always learning.
Always learning. That's
Hell yeah.
That's why I always call you,
dude.
Lean on you for questions.
I don't always have the answer.
No, but most of the time you figure it. Oh, God damn, I really broke that bitch.
Did you really break it?
I did.
Hell yeah.
Sorry,
I hate those fucking
my
chairs.
fat ass broke it.
Bro, he already broke one.
Okay, cool. I don't feel as bad now.
That's the second. There was 3 of them. There's only 2 now, and one has a crack, but it's in. I see it. It's there. It's not in the leg.
What are these meant for?
Dude,
175 and under? What the hell, man?
I don't fucking know.
I'm not saying I'm 175.
Look, also, you've known me for a while. Generally, I don't make stupid decisions. I bought this chair.
Smart,
Rob bought that chair.
All right, fair enough.
Now, you've also been around Rob a little bit. That's Rob's chair. It's Rob's choice. That's all I have for you. Jesus, this guy. Shenanigans. Okay, so tell me some of the did you take advantage of any of your military benefits?
Yeah, absolutely.
For your business or for your education for the business? Yeah,
absolutely. GI Bill. Just graduated welding school, and obviously didn't have to pay a dime for it. They covered all the costs, and I got to learn a great skill and apply that towards my business so I can legally build roll cages and have the be certified. And the main goal is to have that for my business and just push my business to the next step. So
I like it.
Yeah.
The last time I was in the shop, you were basically saying you were looking at either right there and you were pointing. It's like either right there or right there. We're going to build this shop again.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I love it.
Yeah. That's the next step. We're definitely looking at expanding and taking the leap to just get bigger.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think one of the really cool things that I see in the veteran community that I mean, I'm sure it's out there other places, but either way, one thing is what I think we excel in is when we're in talks with other veteran business owners, we're always in that mentality of like, the more you can get your brother to do better, the better off you're doing. Like no matter what, like
that's a fact.
And I believe in that 100%. There's 2 common mentalities I find in people. There's like the mentality that feels better and like they're more successful and somebody around them does worse. Like if somebody goes down, it raises them up, which really doesn't. You're still, when somebody goes down, you're still fuck where you were.
Seriously.
Okay. Yeah. So also vice versa, the other people, they feel more successful when people around them are coming up. Yeah. And I find that most veterans have that mentality of the second option, like the latter, right? Where when the people around them are flourishing and doing better, they do better. And you know, in the end, I think at least it's better relationship. So
for sure, same mentality, same mindset, and you guys like we bounce good ideas
and
off
totally
each other.
Not the same fucking shit. That's why one of my favorite things to do isn't just programs. When we do guests, I like bringing on different veteran success stories around like, how did I get out? What did I do? Because somebody might see part of that and be like, hey man, that inspires me to do something a little bit differently.
For sure.
Or, you know, that person that fucking, you know, is about to start his own, let's just say it's an auto maintenance shop, whatever it is.
Right.
Let's say it's a fucking, he wants a tire shop. He wants fucking anything around there. And he's like, oh, well, he started with a shop. He still had his job, and then he scaled it this way. And like, he'll take one part and be like, that's an inspiration. Or you have some fucking guy that goes, hey, I want to start a quilt business.
Right. Yeah.
And John did it as a veteran in this way. And he'll take something that has nothing to do with cars, take something out of there. It'll be the inspiration that he needs to do it and find a success. So I think those stories are something needed. We don't need to always just hear about the dude that blew his brains out in fucking parking lot of the VA because he couldn't get help. We got to think that there's a ton of us doing other things, and that's normal too.
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely.
It's just as normal as, you know, being a schlep on the couch, you know, or I don't want to say that's normal, but like that schlep on the couch addicted to opiates, to drinking his veteran life away,
right,
is not really the norm.
Like, because the potential is still there, and resources are there to help you succeed. You just gotta just take advantage of it. Reach out to people, ask the questions that you need to ask, and nobody's judging you. You gotta.
No,
There's not a dumb question. I mean, actually, there is some really
there's
stupid
tons of dumb questions, but look, if
but
you
it's
got to
good to
ask it to get to the next step, just
right,
fucking
then
get
just
through
ask
it.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
Yep.
and you did bring up something. There's tons of programs out there, and we as a to have the commonality of like getting in our own way,
Yep.
where you know, they're out there, but we don't want to put that extra effort into putting a packet together,
Right.
or going and getting this form and that form we needed to do. But
Yeah.
in the end, was it worth it when you put all that together? You did GI, not your chapter 31, right?
Yeah, I'd confuse them all.
You didn't do your Voc Rehab thingy.
I don't
Well, it's
think
not
so.
Voc Rehab anymore. It's something they renamed it.
Yeah, I can't
Either
keep it.
way,
Yeah,
You
there's so many
still
different
had to
names for 'em.
still had to put things together. You still had to do this. It was
Exactly,
totally
yeah.
fucking worth it. When you
It
were
is,
done with
yeah.
it, you're like, wait,
That was too easy.
that was
way
too easy.
yeah.
But we like make it out to be like so fucking terrible.
No,
And it's
it,
not.
It was honestly a seamless process. The
It is
school-
also all a pain in the ass, but
true. Yeah, of course. Anything with the VA, you got to jump through some hoops.
fucking
But
assholes.
the school honestly took care of a lot of that,
Mhm.
which was really nice. And I didn't think they would. I didn't think that was their role.
There is a
in
ton of I know this because my wife used to do enrollment for a university.
that. Okay.
Literally on the enrollment until they get their student advisor or whatever.
Right.
She ran a team that did that specifically for the military. For a university had a whole
Yep.
fucking team. That's
Exactly.
all they fucking did was VA,
Yep.
military, active duty. Like that's all it is, military.
Yep.
And I'm finding that more and more common, and especially at a fucking trade school.
Yep, absolutely. That's how
You
it
know?
was at Lincoln Tech. There was one person just for VA.
Yeah, and they were like,
students.
"You just do this, give me this," and you're like,
Yep.
"Well, I don't know where to get it." And they're like, "Go here, click
Yeah,
there," and you're
yeah.
like, "Here,"
It was honestly way too easy. And I had the
It
same
does help.
mindset before. Oh shit, this is gonna be a pain in the ass.
and it's
Like,
not.
yeah, and you told me like, dude, just fucking do it.
It's
Shut up,
not
just get
that
it done.
bad. Also, the other thing is, as much of a struggle as it is. Okay, I've needed it before. You've done the same thing. You've been like, "Hey, come on, bro, you got this," But we don't necessarily jump into the school structure and excel right away.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
really fun, is it?
Yeah. I mean, the welding aspect was pretty rad, but the schoolwork
But
and
the
the
school
essays and
aspect
the goddamn
of
everything It's like,
Was
fuck.
not cool. You still had schoolwork to do there,
Oh,
dude,
fuck,
too, didn't
yeah.
you?
My wife and I would be heading to go to a race, and I'd be in the passenger seat on my laptop with my hotspot going, so I can do homework and write all this shit up. Oh my god! But the goal
worth
was
it.
to graduate, and 100%, yeah, it was all worth it.
And 10 years ago, when you're some master fucking goddamn roll cage builder guy on some on the cover of like
I
3
hope.
magazines in the same month, you got the cover like the top 3 magazines.
Will there be magazines in 10 years?
There won't be, bro.
Yeah,
There won't be. So you'll be on the interweb somewhere. I'm not going to say Google because
it's not Google. I can tell you that. Fucking
who knows what it's going to be. It won't be the Book of Faces. I know that.
OnlyFans.
Maybe. Whoa. OnlyFans rules the world.
Hell yeah. Come
You
on,
have to
man.
pay for all communications.
Yeah, right.
Look, if you want to see your friends news feed, you got to pay $1.99 a month. That's what I should do. I want $1.99 a month
know,
from all
right?
my friends. I want to see how good of friends are you. Would you pay $1.99 a month for my news feed?
I could do that for sure.
I don't know.
You post some funny shit.
I don't know if I'd post $1.99 for like 99.999% of my friends.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see who would subscribe.
Not many.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
post some feet pics every now and again.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
All right. Well, listen here. We do not have Mr. Connors yet, correct? But we do have Allie. I can see her. Folks, I'm telling you what. Joe decided to be like, oh, Seth doesn't have Rob. Let's make his screen have 15 fucking things to look at rather than the standard 2 or 3. So he, Anyway, let's go ahead and bring Allie in, and we'll have Allie here for a few minutes, and then we'll get a hold of Michael, and then if not, we'll just be about done. Hi there, girl. What you doing? Okay, you're frozen.
And I'm a little more than halfway done.
Hold on. You cut all out. You cut out for all of that, and now you're here.
Yeah. So we got a storm brewing, so the internet is shit right now. I'm sorry.
Dude, we had storms too. Did you see the tornadoes on the fucking news?
I did. You guys
Did
all
you
right?
see how they went through Elbert County? That's where the bunker is. We're in Elbert
Oh,
County. Yeah.
I
So
didn't
like
know that.
fucking down the road that way, and then down the road that way has like barns down and shit thrown everywhere. And I would
You're
love
okay? Family's okay?
Yeah, I would love to get a new exterior on the house and the barn, and I didn't get enough damage to fuck it. We got a hard like breeze. So, are you guys okay? Are you getting like nasties coming or what? Oh, look at that face that it froze on. Allie, that's not a good. It wasn't a good freeze. Go ahead. What's your guys' status? What's coming in?
Thunderstorms. It's nothing like the Midwest. Like our storms here are shit. Yeah, that's I do miss the storms in Kansas. The hail, the heavy rain, heavy wind. Like I miss that. Here it just rains a little bit of lightning, and that's it.
It's kind of like blood makes the greenest grass.
Yeah.
You know, things need a little cleansing so that damage brings new stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have nothing. It's the storms are lame here.
Yeah.
So, but I did want to talk about, and I think I'm going to talk about it next week, or if the internet doesn't end here. But the VA for the next 3 weeks on Tuesdays are hosting a webinar on WebEx about your benefits. And
you're good.
You sign up on signupgenius.com. And I asked Rob if you guys could post the.
We will.
Yeah, so just post that for me.
We'll have Joel put in the show notes.
Yeah, please. And so for the next 3 weeks, on May 20th, June 3rd, and June 17th, it's an overview of your benefits and services. And you can sign up right on. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably
Nope.
not.
Is it? Are they copycatted like it's part 1 and part 2, or is it part 1 and part 1 and it's you go to either or?
Yes, you can go to any one.
Okay.
Yep. So it's being put on by a Raider friend of mine. He was a Raider. Now he's a supervisor trying to do outreach with the VA. Will you please put your penis away, sir? I am trying to do something here.
Allie's newly married.
Nice.
And her husband, well, almost newly married. She's about to get married. They're in honeymoon phase.
Nice.
There are helicopters generally during the show quite often.
All the time. And he throws me off.
I'm kind of upset I haven't seen one.
And by helicoptering, we say getting chocolate milk.
No, he usually has his wee out. I don't have. I have pictures.
This is why
I have pictures.
Allie, did you hear us? This is why we're going to have OnlyFans run the world.
I'm telling you.
Look, there's no more book of faces. It's just going to be OnlyFans. We were just talking about what's they're going to be.
I would absolutely pay $1.99 to stay in touch.
Fuck yeah!
See, there we go.
I got
man.
2.
We're onto something. You're gonna retire before you know it.
Oh my god! Everybody could just really show monetarily how much they care about hearing about your life, or they care about your life right there.
Yep.
I bet you everybody's friends list is like 3 to 6 now.
Yeah, seriously.
There's like mom, dad, brother, sister, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'm not giving VSO advice until you subscribe. $5.99 a month.
Fuck no. Oh yeah, for the premium, it's $5.99 a month. That means like whatever your subject matter expert in. If you want to know any of our shit,
$5.99. Yep.
On something now.
Yep.
Dude, we could have gold, platinum, silver packages and shit. Yeah.
What would your screen name be?
One shot.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Every once in a while, I use one shit when I'm like in one of those moods where I'm just like, "Fuck you, one shit."
I told my videographer, right? Because he's like, hey, we need some specific shots. You know, is there anything that you want? So I emailed him back, and I meant to say there is one very specific shot that I would like you to take. Instead, I wrote
explicit shit.
One very specific shit I want you to take. Yeah. And I'm like, I've never met this guy. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, my apologies.
You were so lucky you didn't send that to John. I don't think I've ever got any more poop pics from somebody. Oh man,
You guys cut out.
that's kind of funny.
Oh, hey, I'm back. Hi.
You are. Listen, when you freeze, it's for like 3 seconds now. It's fine.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
every time it's at a very perfect facial expression.
You know, and I'm trying to hold a smile on my face because I know that the
It's going to catch you at the bad moment.
Yes. Yeah. Story of my life. I mean, whatever. It's fucking my facial expressions. But yeah, so guys, if you want some questions answered, it is now your opportunity. If you have like, well, how do I get a home loan? Or, you know, what happens? I've been out of the military for 10 years. Is it too late to file a claim? Whatever questions you have, these next 3 dates, you can.
How long did you say it's going to be?
Opportunity.
How long is it?
It's only like an hour. Hold on a sec. Let me see here. Yeah,
so
an
here's
hour.
one of the things, like we've talked about this. Like I really did have an amazing experience as I was getting put out. At the time I went out and the location I was, between the Wounded Warrior program and the VSO I had, it was seamless. That is so fucking out of date. And I don't remember a damn thing that got briefed. That, you know, even if you think you have everything down pat, you don't. And this is like a 1 hour, like I think I might go to a little 1 hour snapshot. You know?
Yeah, you should, because there's guarantee you they're going to bring up something. You're like, oh shit, I totally.
Oh
forgot
shit,
about that.
I probably need to take care of that, or hey, I need to make sure that's taken care of, right?
Exactly. And like, let's say you have service connection for some type of skin ailment, or you have to wear a brace. Do you know that the VA will give you clothing allowance to replace the clothing that is worn and torn by your devices, by your creams that you have? Like, there's tons of shit that you guys don't know. So I highly recommend you guys it's an hour. You're not doing anything at 9:30 at night anyway. Fucking sign on. You don't have to say anything.
And you also got to like, here's what I've been thinking about it. Like when it comes to our benefits and our stuff, when we're active duty and they say, go buy a new fucking uniform, what do you say?
Go to class 6.
Fuck you. You bet. Well, no. I want to, if they, let's say they tell me to have 6 uniforms in a fucking packing list and I only have 4 on my fucking record.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, you need to put 2 more on my record.
Right. Yes. I'm not.
That's your responsibility.
Right.
Your responsibility is to take care of the issues that are because of the injuries I received while serving. Period. So if my fucking knee brace is tearing up pants, that's your responsibility to take care of. So I love that.
And they do, and a lot of veterans do. Now he's showing me the moon. I can't with this fucking guy.
Am I right though? But I think then as veterans we're like, oh, we need to leave that for the next guy. I'm like, no, dude, you don't say that when you're active duty and it's fucking shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you know, they don't just give you when you're active duty, when it comes to the responsibility of your gear and your health care, all your different things, it doesn't just come in a paycheck once a month. Just like your VA comp and pen is not your paycheck once a month. You've got to look at all these different aspects of things they take care of. They separate it so everybody's individual needs are taken care of. Like, don't think about it any differently than you did your active duty career, and you will have a lot less mental hurdles to get over.
And you've already paid into this.
Paid into it. The money's already there. Yeah,
you've already done it. Go get your shit.
Yeah. The fuck? It's like paying into your fucking mutual fund, and then when you turn 65, you're like, oh, I don't want to take money out of it.
Right. Yeah.
I want to leave it for somebody else.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's what you paid into it for.
Stupid. And then how about this? Maybe this will change some minds. If you have a service-connected disability or compensation, right? You're receiving compensation, and you never filed for compensation, right? But Vietnam veterans, like, you have ischemic heart disease and coronary artery disease, you have diabetes, OAF guys, you have bronchitis and sinusitis and intestinal cancer or neck cancer, whatever. And these are service connected, but you never fucking filed, and then you die. You just fucked over your spouse.
Yeah.
You could have gotten your service connected disabilities compensation for these presumptive diseases.
Yes.
And when you die, and you don't have to, if you are 10 years or more at 100%, you can literally go get hit by a bus, and your spouse will get dependent indemnity compensation for the rest of her life until she marries, or if
she gets what?
DIC, dependent indemnity compensation.
She gets what?
Dick.
She get dick.
D-I-C.
So when
Get
you
dick.
die, did you know this?
My wife's gonna get some dick.
Your wife
you
is
get
going to get
you get to
dick.
give her dick once a month for the rest of her life, bro.
It's the least
Yep.
I can do.
Right?
Yep.
I love this. I'm never gonna forget that.
Yep. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why are you going to leave your wife?
No, exactly.
Even
Right.
husband, right?
100%.
Because women serve too and our spouses. So if I
Well, yeah.
died, I'm not 100%, but I have something that I could die from. If I die from that disease, my spouse is covered.
Yeah.
And my children. Like,
It should be. Do you know how hard that's payment for dealing with our fucking thing?
right. Go get it. It's
Oh.
I mean, you're all young and fine now and, full of piss
Yeah.
and vinegar, but eventually you're going to get old. And it's the biggest regret I see this. Guys, I do this day in and day out. This is my literal fucking livelihood. And every single Vietnam veteran, Korean veteran that walks into my office and is now filing for the first time, the fucking first words out of their mouth is, I should have done this a long time ago.
Like how much
Yeah.
different when they were struggling to take care of their themselves when they aren't able to be at 100% because of issues.
Right.
That they
And
could
the
have been
longer
okay.
you
They
wait,
could have
the
been
harder
they
it
could have
is.
compensated for that being at 70% for that year. You
Yep,
know?
absolutely. Yep. That's
So-
education benefits left on the table. That's monthly payment. It's tens of thousands of dollars left on the table. And if you're 100% and you're still alive and you need the aid and assistance of somebody else, you can file for aid and attendance, but you have to be a wartime veteran and you have to have at least one injury that's 70% or more, or be it at 100%. And you need help with assistant daily living tasks. So bathing, dressing, feeding, toileting, showering, things like that. These are benefits that are available to you, but you have to go and get them. You can't just.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Nothing like getting wife messages for one of us on the show.
Yeah, good. Yes, Sandy.
Tell him, Sandy.
You shame him. You shame your husband into getting these fucking benefits.
Yeah.
Yes, Sandy is a loving wife. I already know.
I don't know about all that shit.
I mean, I bet you
Have
she's
you hung
fucking
out with that
serious
fucking
love.
crazy Asian lady?
But I bet
you.
she is aggressively helpful, right?
She
I
does, fuck
can
that.
tell a kindred spirit when I see one. She is like me. She is aggressively helpful.
And she can cook.
She can cook.
She can fucking cook.
Yeah.
That's a fact too.
Joe's over there patting like, I wouldn't wear the same size uniform as I would I was active. Oh man. All right, Allie, you got anything for the safety brief?
No, I got nothing. No safety brief.
What the fuck?
I know. Are we doing anything on Memorial Monday? Do we have a show?
I don't. Do you know from the producer what's going on? I also, dude, I've been getting hammered on what I usually do some sort of event at the academy or some sort of something, and we haven't gotten that organized yet. And I got harassed about that today. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've been working sun up till. Hey, listen, here's what's been going on. Allie, I want to tell you this. I had been working from sun up until sundown, laying fence, fucking moving dirt, doing all this shit. Rob's fucking in Costa Rica surfing. Okay.
Is that that
damn. Motherfucker is in fucking Costa Rica surfing. I have the mouse, so if he popped off, I could mute him if he signed in. I don't want to hear nothing from somebody in Costa Rica. So anyway, so no, I have no idea. I don't know the answer to that, but we will have something announced tonight from our executive producer and our other producer and our I don't know. I'm just a good looks.
Did the assless chaps come out, by the way?
This motherfucker, all chaps are assless. Oh.
Yes, all chaps are assless. Everybody knows
See?
that.
Motorcycle chick.
Yeah.
She's like, dude, why do you say assless chaps? They're chaps.
That's like saying CAC card.
Yeah.
CAC, common access card. CAC card. It's redundant. You don't need to say assless.
Yeah. See?
I was just kind of hoping to see some butt cheeks and some chaps.
It was like I was just overwhelmed by butt cheeks.
Oh.
The fuck. Allie, have a good night.
Bye, guys.
All right. It is. We didn't give you your time to shine.
You did.
And no.
You
Listen. Here's the deal. There is. I'm on schedule, dude. I don't fuck around with the schedule. It doesn't look like I'm on point because I'm all over the place.
You did great, man.
No, I'm on schedule point. At the end of your time when you're a guest, we always give them 2 minutes to fucking just say whatever. If you like anything came to your head today, is like, man, that would be good to be said tonight. You get to say that, but I'll give you a couple of things.
Come on, man.
A couple of things. I think we talked earlier. We're going to bring up something that we're doing together. I think we'll do that down the road a little bit. We'll bring you on and do that. But let's say I'll give you a little bit of if you have some goals or dreams on what you're going to do with the team and racing, you might throw that out there, and then you might want to throw out your handles, how to get a hold of you if you want a fucking race car, guys. By the way, I get privy to go to the shop all the time, but I think it was a month ago. So whenever we worked on my truck, so about a month ago, I saw 2 race cars built in 10 days.
Yeah.
Like fucking ground up fucking.
It was a shit show.
Like there's a frame over here and a car spread out. And like 3 days later, there's a car. And then 2 days later, I was there and there was another frame over there and fucking insane. So like, and everybody's, dude, Mitch hit his first race.
Yeah.
And was on the fucking podium.
Yeah,
so clearly
man.
You're building some phenomenal cars. If that fucking guy is doing good.
Yeah. I've only watched him destroy every car he's driven. So it was impressive to see him catch the finish line and land on the podium for a third place. It's pretty cool.
So you got a minute or two, handles, information, any goals and dreams. You got a minute or two.
So I own Adrenaline Driven Motorsports out here in Elizabeth, Colorado. We build off-road race cars from UTVs and anything in between. And we maintain them, build them, accessorize, anything you can imagine. Do them all. But the end goal is always to get bigger and add on to the shop. And that's kind of the next goal, is to expand on the shop, add some more lifts in, hire a few guys, and just keep it going. The last year it's been more successful than I could have hoped. And I'm excited to keep it going. That's for sure.
Nice.
You can find us on Instagram, AD Motorsports 52, Facebook, Adrenaline Driven Motorsports. We're pretty active on there. You can follow a lot of our builds, a lot of our custom builds, our racing, and everything on there. So, yeah, we do it all.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, real quick, I asked Allie for the safety brief, so it had to pop into your head. You remember your safety briefs, and considering we've been talking about you in a shop, you have to have an item for the safety brief.
For my shop? Is that what you said?
No, for our listeners for the rest of their fucking week.
I was like, safety's third in the shop.
You're fucking in the shop. You're a guy's working in a shop, racing cars. There's no way you don't have a good item for a safety brief.
I got water. I just make sure they
drink water.
Yeah.
Drink water.
Yeah,
hydrate.
change their socks.
At least, dude, that's better. Dude, the one that pisses me off is when people are like, don't add to the population.
I know.
Don't do fucking.
That doesn't sound fun, man.
Shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of hearing that one.
I want to at least.
I didn't like hearing it the first time. I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
I always think it's something dumb, you know? So I'll say this on the topic of you being here, folks. If somebody's doing something that we would do to a vehicle that we would drive, I'm talking about our specific community. You ever seen a fucking private with a stock vehicle?
No, they at least add the AutoZone hood louvers.
You got to get the hood louver. You got to get a sport. It's something, man. We got to fucking do
sticker
shit
across the windshield,
or you got to lift this fucking Toyota Tercel 16 inches in the air.
Yeah.
So either way, let's see here. This guy fucking threw me off track. Joe's trying to keep me on track now, and I already know we're going over. Either way, I'll say make sure you're getting your stuff done by somebody who knows what they're doing, or you know what you're doing, and please don't try and learn on things you're going to drive on the road what you're doing.
And if you don't know what you're doing, at least look cool doing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Remember, your wife can do a POV inspection at any time. Joe, you got anything for the safety brief? All right. Do you want to knock out that? Do you want to knock out the never forgotten there, sir? We got you in the stream. All right. We will do a double never forgotten tomorrow. Folks, thanks for having a great night with us. Hopefully we see you for Memorial Day. Otherwise, we'll have a rebroadcast. Stay on for pageants. And what the hell is it? What? PTSD and pageants. Jesus, I was like, what is she on there for pageants? To stay on for PTSD and pageants with Miss Texas. And we will see you guys next week.
See ya. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.